Hello and welcome to this video series on video marketing. Now in this first video, I'd like to introduce you to a free video recorder, or probably more accurate description is a screen capture recorder, but in either case it's free. Now you might be familiar with the name Cam Studio. That's what we're going to be talking about today. Now there's others on the market right now, again, that are free, but I'm dedicating this video to Cam Studio, and I'm making the video, so that's what we're going to be watching. And it's pretty popular too. I mean, it's been around for a while and it's got a lot of bells and whistles. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at it real quick. Now right here is camstudio.org. That's the address where we're at now. This one here is version 2.0, I believe, which came out in about early 2000-ish, 2003, something like that. But what we're going to be using this video on is 2.5, and that's right here. And just click here, and that brings us to the official blog. Actually, I've already got that window open right here. And again, this is the official blog. I mean, there's a lot of good information here. What we're going to be doing here is going here, and this is where we will be downloading the zip file that contains our 2.5 version. Now then, there's another video right below this that the author has made on basically what I'm going to be showing you. And there's additional information here on what's updated in this particular recorder versus the 2.0. A lot of cool stuff that's in here. That's why we're going to be using the 2.5 versus 2.0. Anyway, let's head on over to the download site. That's what it looks like here. And that's whenever we click on this link right here. Brings us to this page here, and the only one we're interested in is right here. It's 1.2 megs. The date was 6 September 2007. You know, if you're trying to figure out which one it is, well, it's one that says 2.5 b1.bin, not the source. Now if you're into playing around with source codes, then this is the one you want to get as well. But download this to your desktop, wherever. I've already done so I'm going to go ahead and open that up now. And here's the zip file. I've already taken the liberty of unzipping it, as you can see. And these are all the goodies that we get. Now then, you can right click and put a shortcut of this on your desktop. You got your player executable here, you got your producer, your play plus. Not really sure what that is, but who knows, maybe we'll find that out later. But double click on this. Here we are. And just kind of a quick rundown here. This toggles the functions that we are viewing now. Just click on that, boom, they go away. Click on that, those go away. So if you got limited desk space, this might be an idea. If you want to just leave this open on your desktop, that's what you could do. And under file, oh, by the way, red is record, this is pause, and this is stop. And this, not sure, let's push it. Oh, okay, these are the screen annotations. And what we'll do here, for example, if while you're recording you want to highlight something by pointing at it, well, we've got these guys here. For example, we're going to point left, and this pops up. Now this is editable. I think that's a word. You right click on this and you can edit the text just by typing in here. You can choose the font, whatever's on your system. Yeah, right in here, you know, the size of your text, the font style, color, you want to underline it, strike out, all kinds of good stuff. But that's the text, and if you've got it, which we did not download, or I didn't, you might even be able to change it to Russian too, or you know, Japanese, or whatever language you might have. But we're sticking with English for the time being. Now, one cool thing that you can do is if you've got an idea as to the makeup of your video, and it's always helpful to, rather than fly by the seat of your pants like I do so many times, to have a structure to your video, especially if you're making some kind of a tutorial. Then you might go ahead and bring out a few more of these here call outs, if you will. And what we can do, let's say we've got these three call outs, we've edited the text, maybe even changed the color, and and by the way, you can also make them where they're kind of see-through or transparent. Let me show you that too. I believe you right click, yeah, edit transparent, you can edit the image, and you can resize it. For example, you can do this just by the sliders and so on. And the transparency, I'll show you that real quick. You can make it, come on, got to tick that first. As you can see all the way through it, or solid. or very almost invisible. Okay, now we got these three here. What we can do is we can, right here in the layout, go to right click. Now if we click on save, then that's going to put this, maybe we made our changes, you know, you personalized this, you made the right size, right transparency, and you like that for maybe future videos. Well, you right click and you click on save, not save layout, but save, and it puts it in here, down at the bottom. For example, click save, boom, label 5. Now you can right click on this label 5 and you can, where's it at here? You can edit shape name, yeah, right here. Then you can personalize this label, if you will, for, again, a reminder of when you're making your video in the future, transparent yellow call out, lower right, you know, however you want to name it. Anyway, that's how you can label that. Oh, and go back to layout. This particular layout, we want to right click, save layout, and it puts it in here. I'm going to right click and close all three of these. Remember all three of those, we've personalized them, we've made them the way we like them. Double click on this and it brings them all three right back. Now, and if you've got, say, several sections of your video, your tutorial, that requires this and maybe a few other callouts that are different than these that you've also personalized, well, you save those as a layout as well. And close these out here. And then you open up this layout here, and then next layout, and then next layout, and so on. Anyway, that's the annotations. Just want to touch on that real quick. Kind of almost forgot what they were. But anyway, that's these guys here. And this here toggles between AVI and SWF. Record to SWF, record to AVI. Now, SWF is kind of the thing that's ready to go on your website. AVI is a little bit bigger in file size, and it's also the, if you want to look at it like that, it's the source code for the file. It's one that can be altered or changed. You know, like if you're going to be doing some branding of sorts and you want to add a title clip, well, this is what you'd be doing with that. Anyway, okay, so then we've got your file, record, stop, pause, or exit. Got your region where you can, you know, what part of the screen you're going to be recording on. Region here is where you will determine that section. Let me go ahead and show you that. See the little pointer thingy here? You just hold your left mouse button down and mark a section, let go, and it's recording. You can see the little blinky things here. That's the recording area inside of there. Now to stop that, you've got a couple of ways. You can either click this, which is what I'm going to do, and then it asks you where do you want to save it, and how do you name it. And you see here it's automatically defaulted it to AVI versus the SWF. I'm not going to save it, but under region we can also do fixed region, and you can label the screen height and all that kind of stuff. By the way, 320 by 240 is the typical, or 640 by 480 is the typical measurements for YouTube, for your information. We'll go into that in a later video in this series too. And then of course the window, whatever window you are in, and then full screen, pretty self-explanatory. Options, we're only going to touch on a couple of these here, but the main ones are video options and audio options. Video options is where you can determine what format, or not so much format, but what settings you will be needing or using to get the best output, to get the best quality video for your particular needs. Now, unfortunately, there's only about a bazillion of them out there, depending upon what codec you use. And you can get a lot of these for free. Some of these are pretty pricey. Some of them, you know, come with this particular program. And there was one in there on the page. Let me see if I can find it again. Back here on the original camstudio.org. Now again, this is for 2.0, but there's a lossless codec down here, right here. If you want to just mess with the 2.0 first, get your feet wet, then here's your download here, and go ahead and get this Cam Studio codec. It's the lossless codec. Anyway, it's pretty good for the Cam Studio stuff. But here's that lossless codec I was just talking about, the DivX 6. This is the latest one as of the making of this video. This one's pretty good too. This one's pretty good, but usually the one that comes with this out of the box is the Microsoft Video 1. Best for Microsoft Video 1, yeah, for me anyway, is to have this cat here right at about 80, the slider bar here. You see the number here. Put that at about 80. Thereabouts, and then the keyframes, or I'm sorry, the set keyframes every however many frames, we're going to go with 150, and the capture frames every 66 milliseconds, and then the playback rate, we're going to stick that at 15 frames per second. And of course, if you don't want to mess with any of this, then you might want to just try the auto adjust and don't worry about a thing. Everything will work out great. Pick whatever codec you want, auto adjust, bada bing, bada boom, it'll do it. I've found that, however, it doesn't always work that way. So I've tried to just do the stuff manually. You know, I can blame myself then if things don't work out right. But that's just me. Okay, another one while I've got you here, and I have your undivided attention. We're going to do the XVID MPEG-4 codec. This is also a good one. And what we're going to do here, pretty simple, just go to configure. Don't worry about any of those other things. Make sure that this is set, and you've got these drop down arrows here. Make this is set for the L5. Okay. And this one's set for the single pass, the encoding type. And then this is set for 4.00. I'm not really sure about the mores or the calculating. Just slide this here, or you can just type in 4.00. Make sure it looks like that, and all will be right with the world as far as using the XVID MPEG-4 codec. And one more, the one that I like the best actually, that I use on most all of mine, is the DivX. Again, this is the latest one, the 6.8.3. And we want to, on this one, I want to go to 60 on the slider bar here. And then this one, we're going to go with 30. And this one, we're going to go with 50. And this one, we're going to go with 20. And of course, I have all these numbers committed to memory. I'm not reading anything off. And then we want to click on OK. Oh, one other thing too. Let's go back here. Video options. On this one here under configure,